For day 3 notes in algebra, we're finding the greatest common factor. And so if I look at the numbers 5, 25, and 45, I want to know what number divides into all of those numbers evenly. And of course, then it has to be the same number. So I know that 5 can divide into each one of these evenly. So I'm going to go with 5. Then I look to see if every term has an x. And it does, right? So whatever the x is, the lowest one I bring down. And that's my GCF of that polynomial. Also, you could think of it as that has 3 x's. This has 2 x's, and this one has 1 x. So what match? How many matches do they have? They have 1 match. Okay. In part B, we see we have 24, 12, and 18. So if we weren't sure of the GCF of those numbers, we could go, oh, well, I know that they're all even, so 2 can go into all of those. And then I see, oh, well, 3 can go into all of those. And then the only number that goes into those is 1. So I would take these two numbers and multiply them, and that is 6. And that's my GCF of 24, 12, and 18. But then I look at my x's, and we see x to the 4th, x to the 3rd, x squared, and that is my smallest x. So I bring it down as well. In letter C, this one, we have 35, 21, 14, and 28. So for this, it is a 7. A 7 can divide into all of these 4 numbers evenly. And then I look at my x's. Well, as you can see, I don't have an x in 28. And because I don't have an x, I cannot take it out. So my GCF, or my answer in this case, is just 7. In letter D, my GCF is 30, 24, 12, and 6. So what number divides into all of those numbers? 6 does. And we see, do we have an x in every term? We do. So we take the lowest x out. In letter E, what number divides into 15 and 20 evenly? And that would be 1 and 5. So we're going to go with the greatest number of 5. Do we have an x in every term? We do. So my lowest x is x squared. In letter F, what number divides into 4, 8, and 6 evenly? Well, they're all even, so a 2 has to go into all of them. And nothing bigger than 2 can divide into all of those evenly. Then I check. I have an x in this first and second term, but no x here, so I cannot take an x out. In letter G, we have 18 and 12. So I know that 2 can divide into both of those. And that goes in 9 and 4 times, or no, not 4, sorry, 6 times. Now, what number goes into 9 and 6? Well, a 3 does. And we can see that the only number that goes into 3 and 2 is a 1. So I can multiply these two numbers together, which is 6. That's my GCF. And I only have one x in here, x squared. There's no x on 12, so that is my solution. Okay, just 6. In letter H, what number divides into 12, 48, and 24? Initially, when I looked at this, I thought, oh, 6 can go into all of those. But then, as you look, you should see that 12 can divide into 48 and 24 evenly. And then, for your x's, we have an x in every term, so we take the lowest x out, x squared. Oh, sorry, I keep yawning. In letter I, 16 and 24, you know they're both even, so 2 can go into them. So 2 goes into 16 8 times, 2 goes into 24 12 times. And then I can see I have 8 and 12. So again, I could do 2. I know 4 goes into both of those evenly. 4 goes into 8 twice, and 4 goes into 12 6 times. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 times. And then that means that a 1 can go into those. So we're done with this. So 4 times 2 is 8. And we check, and we see that we have an x in both terms. And so that means we have x to the 4th. 30, 50, and 20. So for these, the only number that goes in all of those evenly immediately you should know is 10. If it ends in 0, it's divisible by 10. So we're going to use 10. We're going to check those x's. Okay, and so yes, we have an x in every single term. Take the lowest x out, and you have 10x squared.